Good morning everyone. Today's topic in our Java workshop is the inheritance. Now, this one is the main feature in a Java, means in any object-oriented programming language, and as Java is a object-oriented programming language, so here also inheritance is one of the most important feature. Now, first we will see the meaning of inheritance in Java. Now see, inheritance is a mechanism in which one class acquires the properties of another class. Okay, one class acquires the properties. Properties, the meaning of properties means if one class has some instance variable, some methods, okay, defined within that class, and other class also want to use that method and instance variable which is already defined in some other class. Okay, so in that case this can be happen with the help of inheritance without rewriting the code. Okay, so inheritance is a mechanism in which one object acquires the properties of another object. For example, let us see here, suppose there is one class having name animal. Okay, so suppose this one is the animal class and second class is the tiger class. Now see here, this tiger class want to use if the methods or the instance variable or the properties which are already used in animal class, then this can be happen with the help of inheritance. Okay, and always in case of inheritance there is a either relationship between the two classes, means tiger is a animal. Okay, that's why it is called as a is a relationship. So in case of inheritance, it is always represent the is a relationship with another class. Okay, for example, consider the second. Suppose there is a class having name bank. Okay, and when another class is having name SBI. So see here, SBI is a bank. Okay, some properties of bank SBI can inherit. Okay, or use as it is. So SBI is a bank. So there is a relationship between SBI and bank. Okay, you can say vehicle. Take an example of vehicle. Vehicle. After that, first class is vehicle and second class is splendor. Okay, so splendor is a vehicle. Likewise, there is always is a relationship. Now we will see why to use the inheritance in Java. Now, as I have already told you, due to the inheritance, it is possible for the other class to acquire the properties of the previous one. Okay, properties or instance variable. So, for code reusability, rather than writing the code in another class repeatedly, you can directly use the code of previous one. Okay, so that's why for code reusability, you can use the inheritance. Second, for method overriding. Method overriding means what? The class in which you are inheriting the properties. If that class has the same methods of the previous one, then it is called as a method overriding. So method overriding is also possible just because of the inheritance, means two class may have the same method, that is called as a method overriding. So it is also possible with the help of inheritance. Now we will move towards the some important terms regarding the inheritance which you should know before moving further. So first one is the child class. Okay, now in our example, see, tiger, or in this example SBI, these are called as the child class. So what is meant by child class? Child class is a class in which the class which inherits the other class or the inherits the properties of other class. That class is called as a child class. And what is meant by parent class? The parent class is the class from where child class inherits the features or the properties. Okay, so here tiger accessing the properties of animal, that's why tiger is a child class. In second example, SBI accessing the properties of bank class, that's why SBI is a child class. And parent class means animal. Okay, from animal class, tiger class is accessing the properties, so animal is a parent class. From bank class, SBI is accessing the properties, so bank is a parent class. Now there are some alternative words for the child class, such as derived class, extended class, okay, then subclass. These are the some alternatives for the child class. Then some alternative for the parent class is a super class, or you can call it as a base class. So likewise you can give the alternative words to parent class and the child class. Now we will move towards the syntax. If you want to use the inheritance in your programming, then how you can do that? So for that you should know the syntax, proper syntax. So syntax is very simple. While writing the subclass, you have to write class keyword. After that, you have to write the subclass name or a child class name. Okay, in which you want to inherit the property of parent class. After that, you have to write the keyword extends. Okay, now after extends, you have to write the superclass name or a parent class name. Getting the meaning of extend keywords that it indicates you that you are making a new class that derives from an existing class. Okay, the meaning of extend is to increase the functionality. So after extends, you have to write the parent class name from where you are extending the property, from where you are using the property, from where you are deriving the properties. Okay, so this syntax you have to use while writing the subclass. And within curly braces, you can write the methods and the fields of a subclass, okay, or child class. Now, in our example of tiger, we can simply write like this. Suppose tiger and animal. In this example, if we want to write the programming for that, so class, our in case of animal and tiger, our subclass name is or child class name is the tiger. So I have given here tiger. Extends keyword you have to always use for the inheritance, and after that you have to give the superclass name. So tiger is extending the properties of animal class. After that I'll use the animal, and if your child class have any methods and the properties instance variable, then you can write that instance variable here. Okay, so here you can write the methods or any instance variable for the your child class. Okay, so the syntax is very simple. Now let's move towards the types of inheritance. Now on the basis of class there are three main types of inheritance. First one is the single inheritance, second one is the multi-level inheritance, and third one is the hierarchical inheritance. Okay, one by one we will see the meaning of each and every inheritance, and it's simultaneously we will see one sample program on each type of inheritance. So first one is the single inheritance. Now what is meant by single inheritance? In single inheritance there is a single parent class and a single child class. Okay, there is one parent class and one child class who is accessing the properties of the parent class. Okay, see here in this diagram you can easily see that there is one parent class having name class A and one child class having name class B. Okay, and class B is accessing the properties of class A. If such type of inheritance is there, then it is called as single inheritance. Okay, now let us take the example of our previous one. Here there is a single, in case of animal and tiger there is a single parent class animal and there is a single child class tiger. So this inheritance is a single inheritance. Okay, this example is of single inheritance. Then again here bank is only one parent here and SBI is only one child class here. So this is also an example of single inheritance. So uh, we'll first write the example of single inheritance and practically see whether it is possible for the child class to use the methods or the properties or the instance variable of the parent class or not. Okay, so Within Notepad++, I'll write the program. So first I'll write the class animal, okay. Then after that, I'll for class animal I'll use one simple method void name, okay. And here I'll write just print one message. System, when this method will call, it will print one message simply system.out.println, and the message is I am an animal. Okay, and I'll close this class. Now I'll write the second class, that is a tiger class. Class tiger. Again here also my child class has one method, that is void suppose tname. Okay, so then that I'll print the message system.out.println I am a tiger. So here I have written two classes. One is the animal and second one is the tiger. Okay, and within animal there is one method having name, and when within tiger class there is also one method having name tname. Now what I want to do is I want to use the method which is defined in a animal class, that is name method, into the tiger class. Okay, so I have already told you it is possible just because of the inheritance, and for inheritance you have to use the syntax, and where you have to use the syntax within the child class. So here we have the child class having name tiger. So here we'll just use the word extends, and after extends we have to give the name of our parent class, which is animal here. Okay, so I'll write class tiger extends animal. So simply by writing this I can inherit the properties of my parent class. Now I'll write the main class. Suppose demo1 is the my main class. Public static void main string args. You are already aware about all these things, how to write the class and what is object. Okay, so here one thing you have to always remember, in case of inheritance you have to create the object of child class always. Okay, with the help of object of your child class you can access the properties of parent class. So for creating the object of child class I just use tiger. Suppose t object new tiger. Okay, likewise I have created the object of my child class, and with the help of object of child class I have want to access the properties of parent class, means the method of parent class, and also I can access the method of child class also. Okay, so t dot name, and here I'll end my program. Getting everyone? First I have written the code for my parent class, then I have written the code for child class, and directly I am going to access the uh, parent class method with the help of child class object. Okay, so just try to execute it. First we will save this code, save as. Okay. So here I'll save this code with class name. My class name, main class name is demo1, so I'll save it with demo1.java. Okay, save it, and now just compile it. So for compilation we have with us command java c demo1.java. So let's see whether it is compiled properly or not. Yes, it is compiled properly. Okay, so after that we'll execute it. For execution you have to just write java demo and program name is demo1. So it is giving an output, I am an animal, I am a tiger. Okay, so hence it is proved that with the help of inheritance we can access the properties of parent class within the child class. Okay, because name method is not defined in a tiger class, but with the help of tiger class object it is possible for us to access the name method of our parent class. Getting? This is nothing but a single inheritance in which there is only one parent class and only one child class. Now next we will move towards our second type. The second type is a multi-level inheritance. Now what is meant by multi-level inheritance? See here in diagram you can easily see that there is a class 1 which is a parent class A which is a parent class for class B, and again there is a class C for which parent class is class B. Okay, so if there is chain like structure then it is called as a multi-level inheritance. Okay, so for class A, child is class B. For class B, child class is class C. Okay, likewise, chain like inheritance is there. That's why it is called as a multi-level inheritance. Suppose our same example, we want to convert it into the multi-level, then see. Here, our parent class is the animal class. Our second class is the tiger class. And suppose third class who is accessing the properties of tiger class is a cub class. Okay, so cub is a tiger. Okay, and tiger is an animal. There is a chain like structure. Okay, for tiger class animal is the parent, and for cub class tiger class is a parent. So this one is the example of multi-level inheritance. Okay, so let us see the one example on this. Same, we'll write one class having name animal, void name system dot out dot println I am an animal, and second class is the tiger class. Okay, so within tiger class I am having one method void tname system dot out dot println, just print one message I am a tiger. And third class is the cub class. Okay, so class cub void, suppose this class is also having one method that is cname. Okay, so cname is the method system dot out dot println. So I have written basically here three classes. Every class has its own method. Okay, so and Now see that in our example, our parent class is the animal class, and for animal class, child is the tiger class. So within tiger, while writing the tiger class, we have to extend the properties of animal class. Okay, so I'll just write here extends animal. And for cub class, the parent class is the tiger class. So I'll write here extends tiger. Okay, so simply by writing this, I can inherit the properties of parent class. Now we'll write the main class. Class, for example, main class name is demo 2. Okay, so public static void main string args, and here I'll create the, I have already told you in previous example that always you have to create the object of your child class in order to access the properties of parent class. Okay, so here last child class is the cub class. So first I'll create the object of our cub class, and after that we will see whether it is possible to create the object of our tiger class or not. Okay, so new cub, and with the help of this cub class object I want to access the property of our animal class also and tiger class also. Okay, and the properties of cub class also, like this. Okay, so first I'll save this code, the name demo2.java, save it, and let's compile it. Java C demo2.java. Okay, it is compiled properly. Okay, so let's see whether what will be the output. So Java demo2. So yes, it is giving an output. I am an animal, I am a tiger, I am a cub. So with the help of cub class object, it is possible for us to access the properties of a tiger class also and the animal class also, because for cub class the direct parent class is the tiger class, but tiger class is also extending the properties of animal class, so it is possible for the cub class to access the properties of animal class also. Okay, now see here, tiger is also a child class, so you can create a tiger class also. Okay, so here tiger, suppose t new tiger. Okay, I have created the object of our tiger class. After that I want to just try to access the properties of animal class, tiger class and cub class. And now I'll try to compile it. Okay, so it is giving an error at t.cname. You can see here t.cname. Okay, so the meaning is you cannot access, cannot find the symbol. This thing cannot find the symbol. Okay, so with the help of tiger object you cannot access the property of cub class. C name is the method defined in a cub class. Okay, so it is not possible for here to access the property of cub class with the help of tiger class, because tiger class is a parent class, not a child class of our cub class. Okay, so the properties of a child class you cannot be accessed in a parent class. That's why it is giving the error. If we just remove this statement, then it will give the proper output. Okay, so it is giving, and first three line is for the they are printed with the help of cub class object, and next two lines are printed with the help of tiger class object. Getting? So this is all about the multi-level inheritance. Now we will move towards our third type. Third type is known as the hierarchical inheritance. Now what is meant by a hierarchical inheritance? See here in diagram there is one class A, class B and class C. Okay, so when there is a single parent class and two or more child class, okay, if there is a single parent class and two or more child classes which are going to access the properties of same single parent class, then such type of inheritance is known as a hierarchical inheritance. Okay, now if we just want to use the same convert same example in case of hierarchical inheritance, so I'll use here one class having name lion. Okay, so lion is also accessing the properties of animal class. Lion is an animal, tiger is an animal. Okay, so they are in a is a relationship. So animal is a single parent class here, and lion and the tiger are the multiple, or you can say two child class accessing the properties of same parent class having name animal. So if structure is like this, then such type of inheritance is known as a hierarchical inheritance. Okay, single parent class and multiple child classes. Okay, so let's start with the example. Here we have to write three classes again: animal class, tiger class and the lion class. So class animal, white name, system dot out dot println I am an animal. Okay. After that, class tiger, void tname, system dot out dot println I am a tiger. And next class is here is the lion class. Okay, so void, suppose line class is having one method, that is lname. So system dot out dot println. So here I'll just print one message: I am a lion. So I have written the three classes. Now see here, if I want to make the example of hierarchical inheritance, then here in tiger there is a one single parent class. So here parent class is the animal and two child classes, tiger and the lion. So tiger and lion both are accessing the properties of animal class. So here I have to write the extends animal. Okay, and for line class also I have to write the animal, extends animal. Okay, if I write here extends tiger, then it will become under the multi-level inheritance. Getting? So after that just will write our main class demo 3 public static void main string args, and we'll create the object of any child class, as there are two child classes, tiger and lion. So first we'll create the object of lion class. Okay, so lion l plus new line. Okay, so I have created the object of lion class and try to inherit the property of animal class. Then l dot t name and l dot l name. Okay, so just save this code. File, save as demo 3 dot java. Okay, now try to compile it. Java c demo 3 dot java. Yes, it is giving an error, that is cannot find the symbol. Okay, l dot t name. So for the object of line class, it is not possible to access the properties or a method of a tiger class, because a lion is not a child of tiger class. Both are the child for the animal class. Okay, so both are the derived class for the animal class, but not for the each other. Okay, that's why you cannot access the property of tiger class. Okay, tiger class property with the help of object of your lion class. So just remove this. Now it will properly compile. Now see here. Yes, it is compiled properly. Just run it. Java demo 3. So it is giving an output. I am an animal, I am a lion. So this one is the output from your lion class. This one is from the animal class. Means this statement we have written in the animal class. So class it is possible to access the properties of animal class and its own properties. Okay, now if we want to access the property of tiger class, then we have to create the new object for the tiger class. Okay, so tiger t equals to new tiger, then t dot name, because animal is the parent class, so you can easily access it, and t dot t name. Okay, here you cannot access the properties of lion class, so you cannot write t dot l name here. So it is giving an output like this. I am an animal, I am a lion. These two output is with the help of, you are accessing the properties with the help of lion object, and I am an animal, I am a tiger, you are accessing the properties with the help of tiger object. Okay, so this is all about the hierarchical inheritance. Okay, now let's will move towards the next type of inheritance. So next type is the multiple inheritance and the hybrid inheritance. And one thing you have to always remember, that in Java programming, the multiple inheritance and the hybrid inheritance cannot be possible without the use of interface concept. Okay, you cannot directly write the code which you have previously seen for single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and the hierarchical inheritance. So you cannot write this code simply like this for the multiple inheritance and the hybrid inheritance. For that you have to use the concept of interface only. Why it is like this, that also we are going to see here. Okay, first we will see what is mean by multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. So see here, suppose there are two parent classes or two or more parent classes and a single child class who is going to access the properties of multiple parent classes, then this type of inheritance is called as a multiple inheritance. Getting? Now see that suppose class A is having the same method name and class B is having the same method name, then class C want to access the property that method of class A also and class B also. Okay, then compiler get confused which property or which method class C actually want to access. Okay, so that's why multiple inheritance is not possible in case of Java without using the interface. Getting? So we will see it practically also. Now move towards our practical. Just write a new example. Mm, just take the example of previous one. I just copy it and paste it. See, suppose I have a parent class, suppose tiger. Tiger is a parent class here, and name is the method I have used in a tiger class, and I am simply printing a message tiger. Okay, then second class is suppose lion class. Okay, and the method is in the lion class is name. Okay, just edit here. Now see, suppose there is another class curve for which the parent class is both tiger and the lion. Okay, if it is possible to write like this, then suppose we'll write like this, means the meaning is curve is extending the properties from tiger class also and the lion class also. Okay, suppose is the reciprocal लिख पाते. Getting? So now see that tiger is having the property name, lion is also having the property name. Okay, and here suppose cub class is also want to access the properties. Here child class is the cub class, so we have created the object of our cub class, and with the help of cub class object we are going to access the property of this one is suppose for lion class. This is the property from the lion class, and this one is from the tiger class. Okay, so now when we are going to compile it, our compiler get confused that which name property or from which class name property your cub class want to access. Okay, so compiler definitely give the error here. So first we will save it, demo 4.java. Okay, and compile it. In Java C. So it is giving an error that class cub extend the tiger and lion. So first it is not possible to write like this, and if it is possible also, then it will get confused regarding the whose name property class object want to access. Okay, so that's why multiple inheritance is not possible without the use of interface. To reduce the complexity and simplify the language, multiple inheritance is not supported in a Java. Okay, so if you want to use the multiple inheritance, then you have to go with the interface only. Getting? Now we will move towards our next type, that is hybrid inheritance. Now see, you can directly see here there is a class A who is a parent class for class B and class C, and class D who is a child class for class B and class C. Okay, so if the inheritance like this, then this type of inheritance is known as a hybrid inheritance. Why it is called as a hybrid? You can directly see here. See, when you see this part only for of this diagram, here there is a single parent class and multiple child class. Class A is a single parent class, class B and the class C are the child classes for the class A for accessing the properties from the class A. Okay, so if there is a single parent class and multiple child classes, then it will come under the hierarchical inheritance. Okay, and if you see the second part from this to this, then for class D there are multiple parent classes. Class B and class C act as a parent class for class D. Class D is accessing the properties from class B also and class C also. So here there are the multiple parent classes and a single child class. So this one is the type of multiple inheritance. This one is the hierarchical inheritance, this one is the multiple inheritance. So it, as it is a combination of two inheritance, it is called as a hybrid inheritance. Okay, so we have already seen multiple inheritance is not possible in without the help of interface, and in a hybrid inheritance there is also a multiple inheritance. So for it is also not possible to write the code in a Java for hybrid inheritance without the help of interface or without using the interface. Okay, so this is all the types of inheritance. First one is the single, where there is a single class, parent class and a child class. Second one is the multi-level, when there is a chain of inheritance. Third one is hierarchical inheritance, when there is a single parent class and multiple child classes. And next one is the multiple inheritance, where there are multiple parent classes and single child class. Okay, and the hybrid inheritance, which is a combination of both hierarchical and the multiple inheritance. Okay, that's it for the inheritance part of Java. Next topic we will see in a next lecture. Thank you.